welcome back to episode. What am I on here? Episode 5. I got quite a bit to do this time. I only have 4 actual items, but I have one that has 12 movies in it. And I did quite a bit of watching in the last couple days, actually. Not only did I watch everything I'm about to show you, but I also watched the first half of the show Shogun, which is blowing my mind. Absolutely phenomenal there. I pray to God that it gets like a nice 4K steelbook or something eventually. I would love that, but who knows, with Disney being the owner. But yeah, it's been a pretty productive couple of days. Well, day and a half. No, it's been 2.5 days of watching in between my videos. And today I actually have a couple special items. I have 2 items that I received from Imprint films out of Australia that I'm just going to show you and show you what the cases look like and everything. And just let you see what I think. I'll give you a quick little thought on quick little rundown on my thoughts for each film, but I wrote full reviews and I'm going to be posting them on Instagram around the same time this video goes up, and they're like highly detailed reviews about everything I think about it. But yeah, these were both sent to me by Imprint. This first one was sent to me by Imprint Asia, and this one is called The Sea is Watching. Really nice case. I'm gonna be honest, I've never heard of this movie before it was sent to me. There's the nice spines that Imprint has as well, which I really like. It's got the numbers again, so now I'm gonna have to collect all of them, which drives me nuts, but I'll be doing that probably. I also like that they put the year of the film on here, under the eye. It's pretty cool. I wish all my movies did that, actually. It'd be neat. I could put them in years. But yeah, this Sea is Watching. It's from 2002. The screenplay was written by Akira Kurosawa. He, famous director, directed his biggest movies, probably Seven Samurai from the 50s. He's got a long list. He's a pretty prestigious director. But he wrote the screenplay on this. I believe it's his final work as well that he did. Pretty sure. But yeah, this runs at 2 hours, 1 hour 58 minutes, and I'm going to just show you these cases here. It's got your regular like nice thick hard case here, which I like. I do appreciate the packaging on this. And there's no reverse cover art, but you do have art on the inside here. The discs, they're all region free from Imprint. I'm pretty sure like their entire catalog is region free, which is awesome. And it's cool that they just started the Imprint Asia line as well, because I love Asian films. And I'm hoping that they'll send me some more the movies I haven't seen, because I love giving movies a chance that I just have nothing, like no knowledge on. To me, it makes the movie experience better when you know nothing going into it. But yeah, this is, give you a little detail on what it is. It's a romance, like a poetic romance drama. It wasn't really my cup of tea, this first one here. It's hard. I could see the work that went into the film itself. Like, it feels very Academy Award worthy, and just like quality filmmaking. But it's about without spoiling, it's about a geisha in like 19th century in the 19th century, and she basically is falling in love with guys that come in and sleep with her, and they keep kind of breaking her heart. Sorry. And she, one of them doesn't. I'll just say that. My full review, which is highly detailed, a lot of spoilers too, is on Instagram if you want to check that out. But the transfer's great on this. It's just a 1080p high definition transfer, but like it's only Blu-ray. And it looked good, but I've never seen the original source material. This is the first viewing for me. But it looked good. Like, quality was great, sound was great. There's a lot of good visual effects and set pieces in this as well. Like, it's, the whole ending scene was, like, basically all visual effects. It was different. But yeah, if you're into, like, romance dramas, this is probably up your alley. It is only in its original Japanese language. It doesn't come with an English dub, so if you are going to watch it, it's 2 hours and you're going to be reading, which is better. I can't really stand watching movies with the dubs unless I'm just not in the mood to read, and then I'll throw a dub on. But yeah, this is quality. Like, I like the case it came in. It's going to look good up on my shelf here. Now that they have these numbered spines, I'm probably you're going to see more and more of these popping up there. But yeah, see you watching. And the second movie they sent me here, this one is called Green Ice. This is another one that I had never heard of. Show you the back there in case you want to see any special features. Again, like this is really cool. Really cool is that my one daughter's favorite color is green and the other one's blue. So when I showed them these, they were like, "Oh my god, green and blue!" Fun fact. But yeah, this is spine number 295, and this is from the regular Imprint line. This isn't Imprint Asia, this is just the regular line. And this one I liked a lot better than the first one there. It's not as good of quality went into it, like filmmaking. It's cheesier, but more up my alley. This one stars Ryan O'Neal, Ann Archer, who most people have probably seen in stuff, and don't know who she is, but she plays a lot of, like, if you're around my age, you've probably seen her as like mothers and wives and everything, but this goes back to 1981, so she's a lot younger here. And first thing I'll show the packaging here first. So one second here, there we go. So it comes with the slip cover, which is really nice. Another nice thick case. It's got alternate artwork on the inside case, on the outside. And it doesn't have reversible, but it has like artwork on the inside here. And this one, I would call it like a 80s like action romance, kind of like in the line of something like Jewel of the Nile with Michael Douglas, Romancing the Stone, that kind of genre of movie. But yeah, this guy like lands on the shores, or lands in Mexico, and the movie starts off like that, and he's just like a witty, he has a witty personality, and he kind of works his way into this rich girl's life and joins her on the search of her missing sister. No spoilers on anything there. And they go on an adventure / thriller There's some good comedy lines in here, a few good one-liners that that I laughed out loud to. Soundtrack's excellent. I really enjoyed the soundtrack. It's a lot of like synthesizer and keyboard music and sounds. A lot of like sounds. It's not really music. It's just like sounds, but it's really good. There's a song halfway through this movie that, oh man, it had me laughing at how bad the song is, but then it's a song that gets stuck in your freaking head. I was singing it for a while in my head yesterday when I watched this. I watched this one first thing when I woke up in the morning. Yeah, directed by Ernest Day. But yeah, anybody that likes the collector like me, Imprint really goes all out on their packaging, which I like. That's, as a collector, it has to look good on my shelf, and this will look good up on my shelf, especially if I start getting a lot of these side by side. They would look good, and the cool part is the years, because you can actually put them in years, which I like. Gives you an extra little thing. I'm also going to show you this poster they sent me. This was pretty cool, actually. And being, again, as a collector, I was like, oh man, I kind of need to do these. But this is a poster of their first 300 films they've released so far. And yeah, this is pretty cool. I don't know if that's too close to my camera or not, so I'll do like a little out and then a little in, just so you can take a peek. But yeah, I just thought that poster was pretty cool. It's neat. Yeah, I'm really happy that they sent me these movies. Like I said, I love doing movies that I have no clue, I've never heard of. So when they send me a press release and give me the options to choose, I'm going to probably be picking ones that I don't know, because well, first off, I have most mainstream movies. So I would prefer to get movies that I've never seen and are new to my collection and I can actually watch for the first time. Like I said, the experience. If I ask for a movie from the review and it's one of my favorites of all time, it's kind of silly, I find, for me to be reviewing movies that I already know is a perfect film or something. It's silly. But yeah, check out Imprint. It's pretty good too. Like, the exchange rate's pretty good. Like, me being here in Canada, our exchange rate is better for a change. Usually, if I buy movies from other regions, well, first off, most of them are region locked. These aren't. And the exchange rate is usually the opposite. It's more dollars and not in Canadian. But in this way, it's the other way around, so that's nice. I'll probably be placing an order soon, actually, from this poster they sent me. But yeah, just go on their website, give them a little look-see, and see if they have anything that you find interesting. Next up here, I just finished watching this about 45 minutes ago, so it's very fresh on my mind. And that is Lisa Frankenstein. I never went to the theater to see this. I didn't really know much. I didn't even watch a trailer on this release. I'm not big on trailers. I usually don't watch a movie trailer unless I kind of need to. I would prefer to know nothing about a movie. Like, for the longest time, I was the opposite. I would watch every teaser, every single trailer for a movie, and I understand the getting hyped and stuff. But now that I've gone to, like, where I don't know, like, I'm at a point in movie watching where I'll give anything a shot. So if I know I'm gonna watch something like, for example, Deadpool 3's coming out this year, movies that I know I'm gonna be watching, there's no point for me to watch a trailer, because all that's doing is just taking away some scenes that I wouldn't know coming. Like, I'm not big on trailers. But yeah, Lisa Frankenstein. This one stars Catherine Newton, Cole Sprouse. I don't know him from anything. I probably have seen him and stuff and just don't know his name yet. But Catherine Newton I've seen in lots of stuff. I believe she got her start in Supernatural. That's probably the first place I seen her. And then, like, she was just in Freaky a couple years ago. She's in a bunch of stuff. But yeah. Alright, to the movie now. I'm gonna be honest. I was not a fan of this movie. There's no reversible art, I'm guessing, no. Not a fan of this at all. It is... Oh man, it had so much potential. The set pieces, the colors, the acting's good. Everything's good. It was one of these movies where I don't know who it was made for. Like, what age group, or... Like, it felt like none of the jokes, I didn't laugh once, and this is, like, majority comedy in this. They were trying to be funny constantly, like... And I was like, maybe if you were really young, like, I was trying to picture myself on some of the jokes, like where she has him trying on costumes at a certain point. Hey, I guess I should give a little rundown for it without spoilers. And she's like, kind of like a misfit, and this guy gets brought back to life. He's a zombie, and she needs a boyfriend. We'll just keep it that simple. So that's pretty much what the story's about. There's some other stuff, obviously, but that's the baseline. And anyways, back to, she's like making him try on outfits in the closet, and he's like walking out zombie, and he'll trip and fall over on his back. Or there's another part where he comes out and spits a worm into her stepmother's food when she's not looking, and then the mother comes over and eats it. It was these kind of jokes where I was like, who would laugh at these? And I was trying to figure out how old you'd have to be, and I think you'd have to be under 10 to actually watch that and, like, burst into laughter, or even giggle for that matter, because if it wasn't for that, this movie would have been probably, like, a 4 or something for me out of 5. I ended up giving it a 1.5. And I gave it the 1.5 based on the final act, which picked up pace and I enjoyed. And then just the set and the music and stuff. The color palette, like stuff like that. That's why I gave it a 1.5. But for the first, like, half hour of the movie, it was a 0 for me. I was just like, oh man, this is brutal. But it picks up, and I liked it more as it went on. I started to feel the vibe of it a bit and what they were trying to go for. But yeah, I would give it a watch, because this feels like a movie that some people would absolutely love. But then some people would be like, oh, like me, where it's like, geez, this is brutal. But I don't know. It might be like in 20 years, it has a massive cult following or something. But yeah, I'd pick it up and give it a watch at least, because it's worth it. It's worth it's not as bad as Night Swim. Let's just say that. Night Swim was just, ugh. Can't even believe I wasted my time on that. And here's my last piece for this episode. This is a biggie. And that is the Friday the 13th box set from Scream Factory. I'm guessing pretty much any Friday the 13th fan has this, because it's the ultimate collector's edition. Like, the art on this thing is insanity. But yeah, where do I start? I'm going to start by sliding these movies out, because I'm going to go through them quickly and actually give my thoughts on each one. I didn't just re-watch all 12 of these, obviously, because that would be 15 movies in a day and a half, and that's a lot. But I have seen these movies so many times that I know them like word for word at this point, for most of them, not all of them. So I did rewatch a few. I rewatched 5 of them, and I will start at the very first one here, Friday the 13th. Don't believe they did do backwards art. I'm not gonna, oh, should I? Yeah, I'll do it, whichever. So you got that art. That's the original. And then you have the new stuff. Or sorry, they're both older artworks. I don't know why I said the new stuff. Friday the 13th, the original. This one, this is a hard franchise for me to rank. I'm not going to go in on who's in the movies and everything. Most people have seen most of the Friday the 13th movies. I don't need to go into great detail on all that, directors and stuff. The first Friday the 13th, it's arguably my favorite in the franchise, but it's not the funnest one for me. It's not the one I revisit the most often. Because, like, to me it's the most, like, well written, because it's got, like, an actual twist ending, and it's not just fun. It's kind of a true horror movie. It's actually scary, technically. So this one's up there. This is one of my favorites in the entire franchise. The original. And then we come to part 2. We got the reversible art there. I'm not going to pull it out. There's no really point to that. I'll just do one of those. Like I said, most people probably have this set. Don't need to show it off too much. But part 2, this is a great sequel in my opinion. I absolutely love the lead actress in this one that is the final girl. I think she does an excellent job. Her name is Amy Steele. There's some great kills in this one. But every kill is a good one, actually. Just part 2. Oh, this franchise is so good. I can't live rank them because, like, do that live. I have to sit down and actually write them out and everything because it's too hard for me to just make it up. But I enjoy part 2 more than part 1. Like, it's just more fun. The kills are better. It's more straightforward, though. It's just Jason makes his appearance. This is Baghead, or Potato Sack Head Jason. And yeah, I might say part 2 is better than part 1 in a lot of ways. And then we got part 3 there. Part 3 is where the iconic version of Jason finally makes his appearance. He dons his hockey mask in this one. Another solid one. Like the first 3 are all perfect slasher movies. Like, they're just perfect, actually. And I enjoy a lot of the kills in this one. I really enjoy the girl that gets shot with the fish shooter with the harpoon gun. I think it's fish shooter. That's, my brain needs a break for a little bit. The girl that takes it through the eye on the dock right after he first gets his mask. There's so many good kills in number 3. Another must see. Anybody that has never watched this franchise, just I know people can't do movies like I do them, but take a week and knock them off. Just watch them. Watch 1.5 a day or something. It's worth it. They're all must-sees. Now, what do we got here? We got this is technically part 4, the final chapter. This is where Tommy Jarvis makes his appearance. His first appearance. Played by Corey Feldman. This one, solid again. This one might be my favorite in the franchise. It's hard, man. These movies are so close for me, and I've seen them. I used to watch these religiously when I was a kid. Every chance I could get, I would go to Jumbo Video or something and rent all the VHSs. Just watch them over and over again. But yeah, Chapter 4. Tommy Jarvis. I don't want to ruin too much, but for anybody that hasn't seen them, but I'm pretty much sure most people have seen them. But yeah, Tommy Jarvis basically loses his shit at the end and makes it look like he might be taken over as the new Jason. Really good. Lots of good kills. Good acting in that one. And then we come to number 5, A New Beginning. And this is where Tommy Jarvis, I think this one was directed by like an ex-porno director, if I'm correct on that, if I'm remembering. I'm pretty sure the director of this one was like the only stuff he had ever directed was like porn. And it kind of shows. This one's probably the most sexually active one. Lots of nudity. But kills are great in this one again. This one also has a twist ending. Won't reveal it in case you haven't seen it, but this one has more to it. It's not as simplistic. It's also one of my least favorites in the franchise. I find it a little too, like, porno-y, I guess you could say. Like, it just seems like the emphasis on the sex is too high. But if you like that sort of thing, then that would probably be one of your favorites in the franchise. Then we come to part 6. I don't even have these in order because I was just watching them, so they're all mixed up. But yeah, part 6 here is another one of my favorites. This one makes a run for my favorite in the franchise as well. That's Jason Lives. This is, what's that actor's name? I gotta cheat on this because I can't remember his name. Oh god, what is his name? He's from Return of the Living Dead, the zombie movie. But he plays Tommy Jarvis in this. I can't remember his name, and it doesn't say on the back. But this is like good Tommy Jarvis in my opinion, and it introduces a lot of little kids, and it's creepy. Like this one has so many great moments. It opens with the lightning bolt bringing Jason back to life. Jarvis digging him up, obviously. They write Feldman out because he couldn't reappear, so they write him out. They'll give him a little. They don't write him out technically because you got old Tommy Jarvis, so it's just him growing up. But they jump time. The timeline on these is all fucked up. There's no point in trying to make sense of it. But yeah, lots of great kills. Tommy Jarvis is great in it. There's a scene in that where he bends a guy right backwards in half, and it's freaking brutal. But yeah, part 6, it's at the top for me as well of the entire franchise. And then we got part 7, The New Blood. This one introduces a little bit of science fiction to the franchise. Pretty cool. This one doesn't have reversible, just has a nice picture of Jason with the axe. Part 7 is, I know it's down there for a lot of people, but I actually have a lot of fun with this one. I like that they introduce, like, someone that can fight Jason back. It's just cool to me. When I was a kid, I loved it a lot. As I got older, it dropped. Like, it used to be one of my favorites in the franchise, and then it dropped down a few as I got older and have rewatched the movies so many times. But part 7, like, every single one of these so far are, like, must-sees. if you're a fan of horror. They're all good, quality movies. It's crazy. What do we got here? We got Part 8, the infamous Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Oh, so much wrong with this movie. I still love it. It's my least favorite in the franchise, but I still love it. When I say least favorite in the franchise, this is still like a 2.5 to 3 out of 5 for me. I know most people it'd probably be a 1 or something, but there's so much wrong with the movie. Like, pretty sure this is Kane Hodder's debut as well as Jason. Maybe I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that, but I think it might be Kane Hodder's debut as Jason. But there's like let's just start right from the I'll just name one of the major problems. They get on a boat at Camp Crystal Lake, a ship, and they take that ship all the way from Camp Crystal Lake to Manhattan, and practically the whole movie takes place on the ship, even though it's called Jason Takes Manhattan, so people were hoping for that. But I still enjoy it. All the kills are great. The characters that he whacks one by one, they're all like people that you're like, yeah, just like all the other movies. But yeah, it's still a must-see. There's a frickin' scene on top of a building with a boxer guy that is one of my favorite scenes in the entire Jason franchise. It might be my favorite kill in the whole franchise. It's just so good. I laugh every time. That was Part 8, so now we got... This one isn't even Part 9, but it technically is, and that's Jason Goes to Hell. The Final Friday. This one introduces... Oh, we do have reversible art on this? No, we don't. The art's the exact same. Oh, yeah. Look, they have a couple words on it that are different, but that's cool, though. I guess they gave you 2 different posters for it. But yeah, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. This one doesn't have a whole lot of Jason himself. It's more like the demon. They introduce like a demon that goes from person to person and turns them into Jason, basically. But it also brings in Freddy Krueger at the end, which, back when I watched this, I didn't watch it when it came out because I was too young at that time. But I watched it like in the late 90s. And I remember being so pumped that Freddy came in. And then it took them years to deliver Freddy vs. Jason, which is ridiculous how long it took. But yeah, I don't mind it. It's that, like, I find Jason Goes to Hell to be one of the scariest movies in the franchise. Like, it just feels creepy. Like, it's just more like, I don't know, it's not fun. There's no fun to be had in that one. Then we got Jason X. Jason goes to space, basically. This is set in the far but near future. I have a lot of fun with this one as well. I really like the kills in this. I like when he first wakes up and dips the girl's face into the what is it, like liquid nitrogen or whatever? Or, that's not what it is, but whatever. And then pulls her face up and smashes the whole face in. I said there's a lot to love in this movie. I personally like when he gets his upgrade. He's like Super Jason, and the robot chick that fights him. Like, it's cheesy as shit, but it's still another, like, these are all quality. Like, these are all good movies. Then we come to Freddy vs. Jason. Not everybody's cup of tea, this one, but I personally, I say this every time, actually, but like, I can just say right from the get-go, I love this entire franchise. Every movie in it is top-notch for me. But Freddy vs. Jason, Yes, it's cheesy. Yes, there's some bad acting. It's not greatly written, but it's just a lot of fun. Like just seeing Freddy and Jason in the same movie together was good enough for me. So anything they did was they probably couldn't have messed it up in my opinion. They could have done anything. And I like that he brings them back, Jason back, and brings them to Elm Street and gets everything going again. I like that whole storyline. And then we got Friday the 13th from 2009, the remake here. This one has Jared Padalecki from Supernatural, amongst a whole bunch of other people. John Cho, I think his name is, for some comedy relief. It's got like one of the most ridiculous sex scenes in all the movies. Your tits are stupendous. Everybody knows that. Don't really need to go into detail on that. Most people have seen the remake. Now, the remake isn't for everybody. I have a few friends that hate it. A couple friends that like it a lot. One friend that it's like her favorite of all time. That's Sam from Our Life in Horror. That kind of shocks me. Like it is really good. So I can't laugh too hard at that being your favorite of all time, your favorite slasher of all time, one of your favorite horror movies of all time. But it's like, because I understand how good it is. When I went to see this in the theater, I was so excited. And it doesn't disappoint. Like the opening scene, I thought, when I was in the theater, I thought that was the cast. And when you get to the opening credits and you're like 25 minutes into the movie or something silly, and they killed everybody. It's exciting, but I understand why people don't like it, because for some reason Jason's like a farmer, and they make him too human. I think that was my biggest problem with it, is that he feels too much like a human in it, but I don't have too many problems. To me, it's still top notch. It's must watch, just like all the rest of them. And then the set comes with its own case filled with special features. It doesn't come with Camp Crystal, the Camp Crystal Lake documentary that Corey Feldman hosted. But it does come with a lot. Like, a lot of the clips that are on that documentary are on here somewhere in the special features. Tons of making ofs, behind the gore documentaries, like just tons there. Also comes with a nice thick, how many page booklet is this? This is a like 55 page book. It has just photos from the sets, writing on every page with the photos, just talking about each movie one at a time. Crystal Lake Memories is the name of that documentary. I don't know why that left my head. But yeah, this is honestly, like, they put out, they were going to start putting them out on 4K, and honestly, I didn't even buy an upgrade, because first off, these movies don't need to look any better than they are, because the old school campiness is good enough. It doesn't need to be upgraded any further than 4K. Like, I love buying 4Ks, throwing them in just to see what they look like, because it's almost like watching a new movie for some of them. But that's why I prefer when they come with both the Blu-ray and the 4K, because then you can swap which one. You can check out the new version, or you can go back to the original. Blu-ray technically isn't the original, it's still upgraded. But yeah, these all look fantastic on Blu-ray, so I won't be upgrading to 4K unless they put out something that's nicer than this, which I don't think they ever will. This is probably the cream of the crop. There'll never be a better box set, not in my lifetime, for this franchise. It took a lot to get all these movies together as well, obviously. I'll hold these up quick, everything I did today for this episode, to do one of these. One of those. Pretty good stack. But yeah, need to check out anybody that doesn't have the Friday 13th thing. Gotta grab that. Lisa Frankenstein's worth a watch. These two Imprint movies are both worth a watch. Green Ice, more so of down my alley than the Sea is Watching, but they're both good. Like, I enjoyed both of them. They're not, like, on my channel so far, I haven't done anything that I hated yet. So I'm off to a good start here. 5th episode in. Watched something probably close to 50 movies in the last like 2 weeks, week and a half. I've watched like freaking like, I don't know, 40 probably. 40 movies I've covered these first 5 episodes. But yeah, this Friday I have a really fun one. I'm watching 2 movies I've seen before, 2 movies I've never seen before. And I'm looking forward to that a lot. I bought 2 of them this week, so they're older movies though, so I'm not going to reveal that. I'll just, when you see my episode post, you'll know what it is just from the picture of me. But yeah, give these all a check out, obviously. And thanks for joining me yet again. I'll just I'm like loving doing this. This is so much fun to me. I look forward to it every freaking night. I'm like, ooh, what can I watch? What can I watch? What can I watch? And it's just, I love showing things. I love talking about what I watched. I love watching movies with people. And this feels like that almost, because I can share all my thoughts. And so yeah, I'm going to continue to do this. I will, as I watch them, I'm actually putting them at the front of my shelf here. So the top shelf is going to start to fill up with the movies I've covered. Obviously the big box sets go back where I have them displayed. But I'm just going to keep going and just keep going through my whole collection basically until I've seen everything. So yeah, thanks for joining me. See you in a couple days.